Alright, so this is what the typical interface of my boxes look like. You'll see there along the bottom that I try to put them in some sort of order, but anyway, that's Showbox, Netflix, Google, YouTube, I mean, the Terrarium, Kodi, and Kodi add-ons, and the cleaning tool that is quite handy to make sure your box stays maintained quite well. Now just to show you with, for example, with this Showbox, it'll always come up something along this line. It may ask you to update sometimes, and it may ask you to use a player, or after you install, like you can update and then install, and then always choose video player. Don't choose anything else after you install, and tell it to remember, because after that it will remember until the next time it updates. And then you'll see along here the typical different sections. I don't ever recommend using downloads. New releases is handy. Favorites is handy. Anytime you click on a star, that'll put it in the favorites for you. Trailers, news, TV shows, and movies. So for example, if you go under movies, you'll see there's quite a few different movies that are both in the theater and not. One I'm planning on watching quite soon. Always choose the 720 option. Don't choose any of the lower options on this one. And you'll notice that it does come up with ads every so often. You can just click them off up in the corner most of the time, or opposite click. One of the two always work. Showing the Watch Now. And you'll see the Watch Now option there. And if you'll notice, it plays pretty quickly. Very good quality for this one. You can't really tell with the camera on the iPad here, but certainly you'll find that to be quite handy. And the same with TV shows. Stuff you want to save for later, you'll notice up in the corner here, it's where you can add favorites. And if you go into add favorites back here, you'll see in the list in the menu in the corner, if you go down to favorites, for example, you'll see that right now it says shows are empty, but we had just added a movie to favorites just to show you, and there it is right there. When you add shows into the favorites, it'll also notify you when there's new shows out. You'll notice up here in the corner there's a number. That number is the list of new releases that I'm not going to go into, so that doesn't reset that for the new box owner. That's just an example of some of the stuff that this does. The Terrarium one, a little different to use. In Terrarium, you'll find there's quite a few more shows that you might be looking for than there is in Showbox. Showbox is a little more of a stable program. Terrarium does tend to crash every so often, and plus it's a bit of a memory pig, so it does sometimes slow down. But with a good internet speed of at least 20 megabytes per second or more, it tends to work quite well. The latest update is a little more unstable than the previous updates have been for this particular program. Now we'll just, this one allows you to add favorites by a star up in the corner. We'll use American Gods here as an example of what to do with this one. You'll see when you go into American Gods, it only has one season. Other ones, when you go under season right here in the middle, you'll see that if there's something that's more than one season, you'll see the seasons at the top, and you'd have to use your mouse button wheel to scroll down to further ones if there's any on the list. In this case, there's only one season for this particular program. So when you click on it, it does give you this menu here, which I'm going to take off so that it comes up again for the owner. And you'll see that this one has 8 episodes. And this one you'll see that we had just chosen that first episode on the play button in the corner. This one has done it again where I believe it has crashed. This one will do this probably once or twice in your daily use of it, especially with the new update. It is a bit unstable. But typically what you'll see is a list down the screen of various servers that will be there for you. And this one is actually finally catching up, so it was just being slow. So so look at the different servers that are there now. So you'll see, now this is just saying about it, I'm just waiting for it to respond. So it was a little bit slow on this, on the uptake on this one. We do recommend using nothing but a 5 something and under. Never choose any of the choices except play or play with subtitles. Play with subtitles typically doesn't work most of the time. Play just for regular here, you'll see that it'll then start to show you a circle just shortly and start playing the episode of what you're looking for. So there's the circle. And there's, so it says Stars Presents, and this is American Gods. And once it does get going for playing, it does work pretty quickly. This program doesn't tend to pause as easily as Showbox does. Showbox even picks up often where you have left off. This concludes this particular video.